Moonshiners star Mark stepped back from distilling operation, which doesn't look right. Mark and Digger are a dynamic duo on the show who spend their days making moonshine in the Appalachian Mountains. They star alongside other well-known moonshiners such as Tim and Tickle. However, judging by fans' tweets, some appear to be upset at the idea of Mark leaving the show. So let's find out more about what has happened to Mark and Digger in 2023. During Moonshiners Season 12 Episode 6, Rock Out While the Cop's Out, Mark and Digger find a tracking device on their truck. Due to the fact making moonshine at home is illegal, Mark and Digger may be running a risky operation on the Discovery show. Distractify reported in 2022. Plenty of legal distilleries distribute moonshine across the U.S., but making this liquor at home is illegal. As well as experiencing some difficulty in their moonshining operation, Mark has had some sad news in his personal life. On February 2, 2023, Mark's fellow Moonshiners star, Tim Smith, took to Twitter to write, "Prayers up for Mark and his family." This prompted many fans to also send prayers to Mark. Via the Sugarlands Distillery Twitter page, some sad news in relation to Mark's family was announced on January 24, 2023. Sugarlands Distillery wrote, "It is with a heavy heart that we share the news of the passing of Mark Ramsey's stepmother, Wilma. Please join us in extending our deepest sympathies to Mark and his family. Mark and Digger's appearance at our distillery this week has been cancelled. We'll announce new dates soon. It is with a heavy heart that we share the news of the passing of Mark Ramsey's stepmother, Wilma. Please join us in extending our deepest sympathies to Mark and his family. Mark and Digger's appearance at our distillery this week has been cancelled. We'll announce new dates soon now. Mark Ramsey and Eric Digger Maines are still members of the Moonshiners cast in 2023. The two appear in Season 12, which kicked off on November 9, 2022. In the upcoming episode airing February 8, Mark and Digger let beers join their operation, so it seems as though they're continuing with their moonshining efforts. However, Mark does look to be stepping back from the operation, and fans don't appear to be happy about the changes Digger and Mark are making. A Moonshiners fan wrote, "I'm very surprised Mark is going to step back." Another said, "Doesn't look right seeing Digger making a run on his own without Mark." One fan tweeted on February 2, "So sad about Mark and Digger. It's like breaking up Batman and Robin." Discovery reported in October 2022 that Mark and Digger were set to have a difficult season. The Tennessee Shiners face a determined law enforcement officer hell-bent on halting their operation as they battle sky-high prices for raw materials such as corn. The duo's Season 12 difficulties aren't the first time they've endured issues making moonshine. In an exclusive 2021 interview with Pop Culture, Mark and Digger said having to set up in a new location nearly pushed them out of the moonshine business altogether. There are no reports to suggest Mark and Digger have been arrested at time of writing. However, speaking on Moonshiners Season 11, Mark and Digger explained they have had brushes with the law in the past. The two described the time when the authorities arrived at their still and added they're not going to reveal where they work anymore. Digger added he thinks they're being watched. Mark said, "We're not in handcuffs right this second, but honestly, we don't know at this point what our future holds." Though ATC Moonshiners on Disco VRI on and VVENESDAI West Mark steps back from distilling operation. Doesn't look right. Mark Ramsey, a well-known face among fans of the hit Discovery Channel show Moonshiners, has recently made waves with a surprising statement. He's stepping back from his distilling operations. Known for his passion for moonshine, his expert craftsmanship, and his deep-rooted connection to Appalachian traditions, Mark's decision has left many wondering about the reasoning behind it. After all, his legacy as a moonshiner is one built on years of experience, respect for the craft, and an unyielding dedication to the authenticity of his distillation methods. However, in a recent social media post, Mark explained that his decision was not made lightly. According to him, the moonshining world he's been a part of for so long just doesn't look right anymore. So what has changed? Why is someone so deeply ingrained in this underground culture taking a step back? Let's dive into the complex world of moonshining and explore the potential reasons for Mark's shocking departure from his distilling operation. The rise of Mark Ramsey's reputation in the world of moonshining is formidable. He is known for being an old-school distiller with a modern twist, successfully bridging the gap between the traditional practices passed down through generations and contemporary methods, on sharing his knowledge about the intricacies of crafting fine moonshine. For fans, his wisdom is invaluable, and his experience goes beyond what's seen on screen. Ramsey's passion for moonshine comes from a place of heritage. Growing up in the Appalachian region, which is often regarded as the birthplace of moonshining, he was introduced to the art form by his family. It wasn't just about making alcohol. It was about creating something with a story. The process of distilling in Mark's world was never about shortcuts or trying to make a quick buck. His focus has always been on producing high-quality, handcrafted spirits, made with the same care and attention to detail that his ancestors would have used. His journey on Moonshiners was one of both revelation and reverence. Over the years, the show's fan base grew, and Mark became a beloved figure within the moonshining community. But, as the years went by, Mark started to notice a shift in the way things were going down in the world of moonshine. Changing landscape in his social media post, Mark referenced an important point. The operation doesn't look right. It wasn't the equipment, nor was it the quality of the product that was troubling him. It was the entire culture of moonshining that seemed to be shifting. The age-old craft of distilling, which once held the air of secrecy and respect, had started to feel less like a craft and more like a business. One of the biggest changes in the moonshine world, especially in the context of modern-day moonshiners, is the increasing commercialization of the industry. For decades, moonshine was seen as something done in the shadows, an underground, rebellious practice that had ties to prohibition and a rugged independence. It was illegal, yes, but it was also an emblem of defiance. Fast forward to today, and moonshine has largely lost its rebellious edge. It has been thrust into the mainstream, with commercial brands capitalizing on the mystique of the moonshine legacy. Mark's discomfort likely stems from this shift. While some moonshiners have found financial success in going legit, the core of the operation has changed. Distilling has moved from being a small-scale, artisanal endeavor into something that can be mass-produced, standardized, and marketed for profit. For someone like Mark, who values the authenticity of his craft, the transition to commercialization might feel like a betrayal of the tradition. Many other moonshiners in the spotlight have followed similar paths, choosing to sell their products legally or to create brands that sell in liquor stores across the country. However, Mark seems to be disillusioned by the increasing focus on profit margins, flashy marketing, and growing distillery empires that prioritize quantity over quality. Ethical concerns and quality compromise. Deeper issue that Mark's departure brings to light is the potential compromise of quality for profit. It's not uncommon for moonshine producers, whether legal or illegal, to cut corners when it comes to quality control. This could mean using cheaper ingredients, lowering production standards, or even using artificial additives to speed up the aging process. For a purist like Mark, these shortcuts would never be acceptable. Mark's commitment to quality is evident in everything he does, and the idea of sacrificing that for profit would undoubtedly be something that weighed heavily on his conscience. In his statement, he spoke of how the art of distilling is about the process, the care, and the time you put into it. And it seems that the rush to meet high demand for moonshine has taken away that patience and attention to detail. This is especially true in the case of distilleries that are mass-producing to keep up with commercial demand. Mark also alluded to the increasing number of distillers who prioritize flashy marketing strategies over authenticity. The glamorization of the moonshine lifestyle, especially with the rise of reality TV, has turned the art of distilling into a spectacle. Some distillers, it seems, have traded in the age-old techniques for gimmicks, attempting to sell an image of rebelliousness rather than the actual product. For someone who's been in the game for so long, Mark probably feels that the essence of moonshining is being watered down by trends, influences, and the constant push for more profit. What was once a craft based on community, heritage, and authenticity has become a business. The impact of reality TV Mark's decision to step back could also be influenced by the pressure that comes with being on a reality TV show like Moonshiners. While the show has done wonders for bringing attention to the moonshine industry and showcasing the skills of experienced distillers, it's not without its own set of challenges. The glare of the cameras, the expectations from fans, and the push to continuously create new content could be wearing on someone like Mark, who has always been more focused on the craft than on the